Now, once you've studied the assets and the liabilities of the clients, you are in a position to determine the net worth. So net worth is basically assets minus liabilities, and assets is what we own and liabilities is what we owe. So once you get this net worth figure, you will actually know what the client is worth at that point in time. Net worth becomes important to us as financial planners because it is a single measure to see the financial growth of an individual. So when we engage with a client, it is usually not a transactional engagement for financial planners. It's a very long-term engagement. So if you're seeing a client grow from say a 20 lakh net worth to a 1 crore net worth over a period of 5 years, that itself shows that you have added value. So the money is coming from the client, but the guidance is coming from your side to help client achieve that goal. Now, in all cases, the net worth might not always go up. So when I said that the clients come to us when they are, at that juncture where they have to spend for the kids' education and choose between saving for the retirement. Now they could have built a net worth by that time. So by 45, 50, people would usually have a substantial amount. So if a kid is going abroad, there'll be a huge outflow. So the net worth will immediately fall. So if he comes to you with say a 2 crore net worth at that point in time, and the kid is going abroad, so 60, 70 lakhs will easily get wiped out. So that should not be taken as a negative, as a degrowth basically. That should be taken as a goal achievement. And then from there on, again, you start building up the net worth to meet towards retirement goal. Now the simplest way, obviously, from the formula, what comes in is how do you increase the net worth? You increase the assets or you reduce the liabilities. Now, how do you do that? Now, for increasing assets, you will need to increase the savings and investment, and that will come from the cash flow. If there is no savings, there is no positive, balance in the cash flow, then you need to take corrective action. How do you increase that negative to make it positive and then go even further? You reduce liabilities, unnecessary loans to be wiped off, and see what asset can be sold off so that the liability can be reduced if it is a very disastrous situation. So a lot of times, say for in retirement cases, there could be people who are living in very huge houses in prime areas, and they don't have cash flow. I mean, they don't have money coming in for regular living. So they could be looking at a situation where they sell their house and move into a smaller home and have free money in hand. You're creating cash flow for them. So that could be one situation. Now, all these action points will come obviously through the cash flow statement. A big question which is often asked is the house where you're staying should be included in the net worth or no. So as I said, you are taking it differently for accounting purposes and you're taking it differently for financial planning purposes. So when you're looking at the accounting viewpoint, yes, the house will be an asset. But when you are looking at it from a financial planning point of view, you should ideally exclude the house where the person is staying, because that will not be sold unless there is a dire circumstance, like I said, in case of retirement. If there is no money, only in that scenario you will end up selling your house. So discuss this with the client. So while you can show them the picture that okay, today your house is worth this, you will not sell it. So when we are talking about your goal achievement, let us exclude this and look at the rest of the things towards achievement of your goal. Also, what happens in case of a house is that people have this thing in their head, okay, my house is worth 2 crores today. But will you actually get 2 crores when you go to sell the house? Because the real market situation might be very different. So people assume that their property is worth something, while it might be actually, end up selling much lower than that property. I know of somebody who sold a house in South Bombay and he was quoting 4 crores till last year. And this year he sold it at 340. So actually, I mean, what you think is the value, it might not be the same value that the market sees in that place. So it might be very, very different. So that again is a subjective thing to take in a network.
But Kiran, just for records, in QPFP scheme of things, we'll be putting house. If you are asked a question, you need to put the house as one of the asset.
Yeah, house for all practical purposes, it is net worth, yes. But when you're talking to a client, it will be different.
Yes,
so
yes.
Theory and practice. So that is the difference.
We need to make sure that the client understands the difference.
Yes.
So generally, what happened, Kiran, is that many of the times when I left practice long back, but if we don't take the house and just take the liability, many of the times the net worth is in negative.
No, obviously. So when you're creating that statement and there is a loan on the house, you have to take the house. Otherwise, it will be crazy.
And
So,
the client is like, okay, what did I do so far in that? So
yes, yes.
it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, for calculation purposes, definitely it is there, but it will not help you meet your goals.
Exactly. Yeah.
So or then you eliminate the liability which is on that house. So that could be another way of looking at it. So वो घर जितने का है minus the loan on that house, that can be taken off, and the rest of
Correct.
it then you can work towards your other goals. So that could be another way of looking at it.